In the high-stakes world of English football, we are obsessed with the meteoric rise. We celebrate the Hollywood glitz of Wrexham or the fairy tale climb of Luton Town. But there is another story, one that didn't rely on movie stars or a billionaire's blank check. This is the story of a club that spent 132 years in the wilderness of non-league football. For over a century, they were the definition of local. But in May 2024, at the home of football, the non-league label was finally torn off for good. Today, we're looking at Bromley FC, from the muddy pitches of the non-league to the top of League Two in 2025. How did a small club from southeast London finally break the longest curse in football? Founded in 1892, Bromley FC is older than the modern Olympics. For decades, they were part of the furniture of the Isthmian and Athenian leagues, reliable and community-focused, but seemingly stuck in the shadow of London's giants. They yo-yoed between divisions for 70 years. It wasn't until 2015 that they finally reached the National League, the fifth tier. They had reached the waiting room for the professional game, but the National League is often a trap. It's where big clubs go to die and small clubs go to stay small. To escape, Bromley didn't just need better players, they needed a total cultural overhaul. In March 2021, Bromley made a move that confused some and excited others. They hired Andy Woodman. Woodman wasn't a non-league specialist. He was the head of goalkeeping at Arsenal and had coached at the highest level under Alan Pardew at Newcastle and Crystal Palace. He brought Premier League quality to a National League dugout. Woodman brought a professional edge that Hayes Lane had never seen. He didn't just want to win, he wanted the club to be relentless. That word became the club's pulse and its official strapline. He built a veteran spine, led by captain Byron Webster and the most lethal striker in non-league history, Michael Cheek. The turning point was the 2022 FA Trophy final. Facing the Hollywood-backed Wrexham at Wembley, the cameras were rolling for the Disney Plus crew. But Bromley didn't follow the script. A 1-0 win, courtesy of Michael Cheek, proved that the Ravens belonged on the big stage. 2 years later, they returned to Wembley for the playoff final. After a grueling 2-2 draw and a tense penalty shootout, Byron Webster smashed home the winning spot kick. After 132 years, Bromley was an EFL club. To understand how Bromley survived their first ever campaign as underdogs, you have to look at Woodman's tactical blueprint. Many teams promoted from the National League try to outplay the EFL, only to get shredded by the clinical finishing of League Two. Woodman did the opposite. Bromley's success is built on a compact, disciplined 3-5-2 system. While other teams prioritize possession, Bromley prioritizes denying space. By deploying three powerhouse centre-backs, usually anchored by Omar Sawunmi and Deji Elarewe, they force opponents into wide areas where crosses are easily swallowed up by their height. They are also the undisputed kings of the dead ball. In their debut EFL season, Bromley netted more goals from set pieces than any other team in the bottom two divisions. Every corner is a calculated assault. Every long throw is a goal-scoring opportunity. It isn't ugly football. It is efficient high-pressure football that wears opponents down until they snap. Most experts predicted Bromley would go straight back down. They were the smallest fish in the pond, and they even had to rip out their beloved 3G artificial pitch at Hayes Lane to meet EFL regulations. A costly and symbolic move toward true professional status. But they started their first ever EFL game with a statement, a 2-0 win away at Harrogate Town. It wasn't a fluke. They spent the season picking off established giants, proving that their relentless identity scaled perfectly. They didn't just survive, they finished their debut season in 11th place. A staggering achievement for a club of their size. The highlight of their underdog era came in August 2025 during the Carabao Cup. Bromley hosted Ipswich Town, a side that had been in the Premier League just months prior. In front of a record crowd at Hayes Lane, the Ravens produced a masterclass in resilience. After a 1-1 draw, goalkeeper Sam Long became a hero in the shootout, saving two penalties, including one from former Bromley favourite Ali Al-Hamadi, to dump the Championship giants out of the cup. As we sit here in late 2025, the experts look ridiculous. Michael Cheek is the reigning League Two player of the season, having scored 25 league goals in his debut professional campaign at the age of 33. He is proof that goalscorers are born, not made. And Andy Woodman? He recently signed a contract extension despite interest from Championship clubs. He has turned Hayes Lane into a fortress. By the end of 2025, the Ravens were remarkably undefeated at home for the final 4 months of the year. Bromley FC is proof that in football, it doesn't matter how long you wait. It matters what you do when the door finally opens. They are a community club with a Premier League mindset, currently sitting at the top of the League Two table as they hunt for a miraculous back-to-back promotion to League One. So can they do the impossible? If the last 132 years have taught us anything, it's that you should never, ever bet against the Ravens. What do you think of Bromley's rise? Is Michael Cheek the greatest late bloomer in the history of the EFL? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the beautiful game.